Hey, welcome. So, if you are here, you are on step number 3 of the home buying process. Whether you're a first time home buyer or it's been a while since you purchased a home and you're looking to get back out there and purchase home number 2, this is going to help guide you through the process. It's going to be a series of videos walking you step by step with thorough detail every step of the way. So, the first video and step was to know your criteria and your budget. The second step was to hire and interview a real estate agent. And now we are on step number 3, which is getting pre-approved. Yes, I know you're probably like, oh no, getting pre-approved. Yes, it does feel nerve-wracking. I understand, because you're taking that step forward toward achieving your dreams. And that's the only reason why you feel a little nervous, a little excited, and a little uneasy. But the great news is your pre-approval is going to provide so much clarity for your home buying process and what you need to do next. So people ask me, well, when should I get pre-approved for a home? That is an excellent question. If you are thinking about buying a home, first get in contact with a real estate agent, and they are going to ask you some key questions to see where you are at. Depending on where you're at, they can provide either advice and recommendations for your next steps, or they might say, let's go ahead and start that pre-approval process. I would recommend at least 1 year before you're thinking about making that move towards home ownership, go ahead and start that pre-approval process. So that way you can uncover and discover any kind of discrepancies that might be hidden, whether it's on your your credit profile, your income, your work history. All of that can be uncovered and discovered, and at least you have time to work on it and to know what you need to do and get a game plan in place for you to get to that next step of step number 4 and beyond, to closing day and getting the keys in your hand. So at least a year out, go ahead and make that move to connect with the realtor and get pre-approved with the lender. And so that way you can see exactly what it will look like financially to purchase a house. You'll know your down payment, how much you need for your down payment. You'll know how much you'll need for your closing cost. You'll know approximately how much your monthly payment will be. You'll know approximately how much your interest rate will be. Yes, that interest rate will change today versus a year from now, but it can set you up for starting to plan what you need to do in order to make your dream a reality. And so I am going to dive into my first-time home buyer's guide, how to avoid buying a money pit and a nightmare, because I have all of these gems and information in this guide that has everything broken down for you, and it helps provide that path to home ownership. So let me dive right into there so that way we can get started on step number 3, getting pre-approved. All right. So I actually had a strategy session with a new home buyer yesterday, and this is a common question. You are going to have questions that are very common, and it is okay to ask those common questions, because those common questions will shed light to what you need to know and helping you to understand whether it's real estate lingo or just information about the home buying process. But the question that they asked was, what is the difference between a pre-qualification and a pre-approval? That is a phenomenal question. And I have that broken down in my home buyer's guide, but we're going to briefly go over that right now. So to me and to most real estate agents who are serious about helping you achieve your dreams and goals, it is important to get pre-approved, a pre-approval versus a pre-qualification. So a pre-qualification is when you speak with like a bank or a mortgage lender and you tell them verbally, hey, I make X, Y, and Z income, and hey, my credit score is around this score. And so that lender will say, okay, great. Well, based off of that information that you told me verbally, this is what you're pre-approved for, or this is what you're pre-qualified for. So they didn't check any documents. They didn't check any work history. They didn't check your bank statements. They didn't check your pay stubs. They didn't check your credit. So how are they going to tell you how much are you pre-approved for and pre-qualified for if they didn't check any of that stuff? They're just taking your information and what you state, and then they're giving you a pre-qualification based off of that. That's a big red flag, and it can cause you to lose a lot of money, waste a lot of time, and a lot of heartache too, because you don't even know if you can buy a house. A pre-qualification doesn't tell you if you can buy a house. A pre-approval sets you up for better success for achieving home ownership, because what a pre-approval does is that lender will say, okay, great. Thank you for filling out your mortgage application to buy your home. So now, based off of the information that you put on the application, your income and where you work and how much you want to buy a house for and your debts, I'm going to now double check that information. So that's when you need to provide your bank statements, pay stubs. If you want to showcase any of your assets, like 401k or stocks or anything, to support whatever you put in your application, you can provide that information. Tax returns, W-2s, and also the credit check, just to make sure you know what's going on with your credit. Are you responsible for having a loan to purchase a house? And the credit check also helps to determine the interest rate that you qualify for, that you're pre-approved for. So that's the difference between a pre-qualification and a pre-approval. A pre-qualification is just based off of your verbal saying of what you make and everything. But a pre-approval, actually, you're providing documents supporting what you say that you make and who you are. And that lender is going through and checking out everything to make sure it's legit. And so it really does. And so after you get pre-approved, from there, you will know your, based off of all the information, your debt to income ratio, your interest rate, and all that stuff, you will have an idea of the amount of home that you can purchase. So that's your purchase price. You will know your purchase price. You will know how much down payment you need. You will know how much closing costs you will need. You will know your estimated monthly payment. And then if you find a house that you love, you can send that lender that house that you love, and they'll take that house, they'll run the calculations, and they'll be like, okay, this is approximately what it will look like to purchase that house. So you will have so much clarity and insight into that next step and phase of your home buying journey. So that breaks down pre-qualification versus pre-approval. So I hope that brought some clarity and some light. The good news is that the pre-approval mortgage application only takes about 15 to 20 minutes. It's a very simple and easy application to fill out. Some of the things that the mortgage application is going to ask you, it's going to ask you about your income, your employment, your savings, your retirement and investments, also about how much the purchase price of a home that you want to purchase, and any kind of money that you want to put towards your the purchase of your house, like the down payment amount. So very easy and simple. After you fill out all that information, then the mortgage application is going to allow you to upload some supporting documents. So just like I said, also in my guide, I have the documents written down, so that way you can see what you need. But some examples of documents that you'll need are current pay stubs, typically about 2 months worth of pay stubs. You'll also need either a copy of your W-2s or your 1099s. And you'll need those about for the last 2 years. And then sometimes you'll provide your tax returns for the last two years as well. You'll also need a copy of your bank statements, approximately 2 to 3 months worth of bank statements. If you are submitting any kind of investments, you'll need those statements as well. And then they will also, do a background check on your credit profile. And so they'll be looking at some credit card information, loan balances, If there's anything negative that's on your credit, they'll look at all of that. And the great thing is that from that analysis, the lender will be able to let you know, hey, yay, you're pre-approved. Good job. This is what this is what you can buy and what it looks like. If you're not there to where you can get a pre-approval issued, the lender will provide recommendations and also some tips and tricks to help you to get to where you need to be. So whether it's paying down some debt, doing some credit tricks to increase your credit score, maybe removing your name off of a co-signed loan, but they will let you know what you need to do so that you can get to that pre-approval stage. So it's an incredible experience, an eye-opening experience to learn about yourself and to help you with moving forward to achieving that dream that you have. All right, so let's see what else. So also in my guide, I have a breakdown of the difference between a mortgage lender and a bank. That's very good to know the difference between a mortgage lender and a bank. So there are some banks now that have phenomenal programs for home buyers, not just first-time home buyers, but just home buyers in general. Banks are doing grants to help you with down payments. They also do have some down payment programs, or they have some great financing options. The difference between getting a pre-approved with a bank and using a bank versus using a mortgage lender is that banks typically have more red tape and more regulations when it comes to looking at you as a complete package and looking at the house as a complete package and being able to get you to closing so that you close on your home and you get your keys in your hand. Let's see. And so the reason why they have those more strict rules and regulations is because they are federally regulated. Their money is federally regulated. And so they want to make sure that their money is being put to good use. And so that's why they have those restrictions there. But when you get pre-approved with a mortgage lender, there's more leniency. And so a bank, they might say, you know what, we see this on your credit or your debt or something like that. We see this, or we see this with the home, and you will not be able to move forward in purchasing that house because we have the regulations in place. And so we can't give you the money for that reason. Where a lender, they can see the same thing, but they go to their underwriting team. They make a analysis on the overall profile, and they might not have that restriction in place. So you'll be able to move forward and close on your home with a lender versus a bank. So just depending on your unique situation and the home that you're looking for and everything, when clients are working with me, I help to understand their full circle of what they're experiencing and what they're looking to achieve. And then I provide the recommendations on a bank, a lender, or a mortgage broker based off of that information. But it's all to help you with achieving the goals and getting the best results and the best terms for your home as well. All right, so let's see, what else do we have in my guide that I can share with you guys. So the last tidbit that I want to throw in here, because I don't want to keep it too long, and I'm going to keep making videos. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me and send me a question. And if it's something I can share with the audience, I would love to do that as well. So that way, because other people have the same questions also. And so that way I can just share it with everyone at the same time. But so the last tidbit that I want to share when you're getting pre-approved for a home is that there are different loan types. We're not going to go deep into this at all. I'll do another video breaking this down. So you have your FHA loan. And so this is a government-backed loan, which means that the government helps to finance and insure this kind of loan. You also have a VA loan, where if you are a military member who has served, you qualify for a VA loan. Those are both government-backed loans. they have amazing benefits for the borrowers, the home buyers of those loans. Since they are government backed, they do have a little bit of red tape and regulations when it comes to the type of house or the qualifications, but I help you through all of that. So don't worry too much about it. And then the ones that are not backed by the government, you have your conventional loan and your USDA loan. And so I'm just going to leave it at that. But when you're getting pre-approved for a home, a lender will look at your full profile, your credit, your income, your debt to income ratio, and your circumstance, like your down payment, your savings, and all of that. And they'll be able to look at each of those loans and they'll see what you best qualify for. Because some people, you might have amazing credit and amazing savings and everything. And your terms of your loan would be better if you do a conventional loan versus an FHA. Or maybe you might not have the best credit, or you might not have the best savings or debt to income ratio. And so maybe a FHA loan might be a better qualification because they have some leniency there with the terms of that loan. And so once you fill out the mortgage application, the lender will then do all their work to determine which loan is the best fit for you and your new home. So that is it for the getting pre-approved. Once you get pre-approved, then you are on to the fun, you guys. That's when the real fun begins. Step number 4, which is house hunting. So I will be back again with another video talking about step number 4. Until then, continue to make it a great week, and all is well. Ciao.